Welcome to 15K plus random movie reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K plus movies to randomly watch whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 27 of 15K plus random movie reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie 11,292. It's the Ladykillers from 2004. It's got a Metascore of 56 and a user score of 5.9. Runs for 104 minutes. Had a box office, or a budget, of 35 million, and it's brought in at the box office 76.7 million. Directed by the Coen Brothers, written by the Coen Brothers, obviously based on the 1955 movie of the same name. Obviously, the Coen Brothers have a large oeuvre of classics. What's your favorite Coen Brothers movie?
Oh, I did like Blood Simple there first, but the Big Lebowski, I suppose, has to be.
Yeah. Fargo is up there too for me.
Well, yeah. They are mostly fantastic.
Yeah.
Until we talk about this one.
Yeah. Just one person that I wanted to mention is the cinematographer Roger Deakins, who, I don't know, nothing really stood out for me here, but he was a cinematographer for Shawshank and got his first Oscar for Blade Runner 2049 a little while ago. Not bad, yeah, good. Obviously, cinematography for Blade Runner is pretty cool, and Shawshank is my favorite movie of all time, so I had to mention that at the start.
You and several other million.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a bit predictable like that.
Hey, listen, it is a damn good movie.
Yeah. So I'll nutshell this one. A bunch of con men stay in an old lady's place so that they can tunnel to a casino from her basement.
The end.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, right?
Yeah, it's the same story as the original 1955. It's almost the same story down to each scene as well, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Because the original, I don't know if you've seen the original. I seen it some 20 odd years ago. Fantastic movie.
I watched it. I remember watching it, and then I watched a couple of clips there this evening actually, and immediately I just said, "This is so much better." It was just a random clip as well, and it was just Alec Guinness,
Peter Sellers. Like, I did a comparison between the actors. Like, see, obviously you've got Tom Hanks matching up with Alec Guinness. In my eyes, that's not too much of an imbalance, because Tom Hanks is top class. Yeah. But then you've Marlon Wayans up against Peter Sellers.
No,
that ain't it's not a like for like comparison, and that's kind of where I start seeing problems with this movie. Every movie I've seen with Marlon Wayans, straight away I go, oh crap, this is going to be rubbish. Now, in fairness, this is not rubbish, but
no,
he does not add much to this movie. In fact, he does the opposite.
Yeah, he's a pretty problematic character in this for me. Just not good.
No. Sorry, but, anyway, I shouldn't be getting into talking about acting at the very start, but I wanted to draw the comparison between this and the other movie.
I think it's important too, though, because I think the lead role is a very important part of this movie, and Alec Guinness's British accent and way of carrying himself like some sort of Nosferatu type character.
He's substantially more sinister than Tom Hanks could ever be, to be honest. He's too nice. And he's very nice in this, and very, not, a tiny bit of sinister to him, but I don't know if he was the right choice as the lead in this. I'd never say anything bad about Tom Hanks as an actor, but sometimes roles don't suit people. And I think that's the case here.
Yeah, he overplays it sometimes too. Like, I read that he had
sniveling little laugh really annoyed
the
them.
laugh.
Oh.
The laugh was bad.
Really,
but I read that he hadn't seen the original before.
Yeah. Intentionally didn't want to be influenced. Perhaps he should have.
I think he probably should have.
Yeah.
Well, we start off with a sort of a gospel intro, and you get a couple of gospel songs through the movie, which are quite nice. But
very Coen Brothers. The whole music, scene the whole way through is very Coen.
Yeah, the composer dude is the same one for all their movies,
Yeah.
so I can't remember his name, but it's the same dude. Uh, we meet Miss Marva Munson, played by Irma P. Hall, going into the police station, and I think it sort of bookends the entire movie. She goes in,
Yeah.
says a lot of stuff, and the police guys are just going, "Yeah, whatever, yeah, just whatever you say,
Yeah, she was
whatever you
given
say."
out about some lad down the road with a boombox playing his hippity hoppity music.
Hippity hoppity,
And it was upsetting her husband, who's been dead for, was it 20 years, 30 years?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the cops are like, yeah, oh, that's, yeah, we'll get right on that.
Yeah, so that's it mirrors perfectly near the end of it,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But then obviously we go straight into the intro of Tom Hanks, Professor Dorr, to her as obviously he's looking for a place to stay. It really wasn't that memorable the meeting, you know. I just said, "Ugh, this is just bland."
Yes, very bland. And his character doesn't strike like the first scene in the 1955 version with Alec Guinness. That it's not as you say, it's memorable. It's just me.
Yeah, and that's the one I saw. That's the clip I saw today, and you know the lady that played the actress. I think she got a BAFTA back in '55 for it. I can't remember her name, but she's just more memorable too. She's a stereotypical British. This is a British movie and trying to be redone
Well,
in the South.
here's where me and you might disagree, because I think that the lady in this one is actually one of the best
Yeah, yeah,
acted roles in this movie.
yeah, yeah. Compared to the rest of the cast,
Yeah,
and she got the most nominations too for awards for this movie. None of the other actors did, and that obviously mirrors what you're saying.
yeah. I don't think anybody deserved anything, to be honest. They were lackluster.
No.
Like J.K. Simmons has moments of being J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons, which I love,
Yeah.
but it's not enough.
No. It's not. And that actually segues nicely into the next couple of scenes because it basically gives us very very quick intros
Yeah.
to the rest of the crew, and it just doesn't do much.
15 seconds montage on each. Like I did enjoy the dog half suffocating on a
J.K.
World War
Simmons.
II gas masks, as J.K. Simmons says. Easiest thing in the world. Easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. So Marlon Wayans, whose character's name is Gawain Maxam. J.K. Simmons' character is Garth Pancake, which was a good name.
Great name.
Seema plays the general, and Lump Hudson, which is a very apt name for an actor in this role, plays Ryan Hurst. I'm sorry. So it goes through all of those.
I think you got that the wrong way around. The character's name is Lump.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah. Sorry,
that would have been.
I was
awesome.
wondering. Yeah. So we see, J.K. Simmons, the pet handler, Wayne's the casino guy, he's the inside man. The footballer, Ryan
He's
Lump
the muscle.
Hudson, he's the muscle. It's actually a pretty okay scene, his point of view in his football helmet.
Actually enjoyed that scene, yeah.
Yeah.
But, again, it's 15 seconds. There isn't a whole heap of character development. To be honest, it's kind of similar to the original movie in that respect. It's quick, bang, bang, bang. These are the guys that he's setting up. Because I don't think the rest of the crew, other than the professor, are all that important in the movie. Weirdly,
no, but they don't like the general and Lump barely talk during the movie, and even in just one of the clips I saw of the 55 movie tonight, the Lump actor equivalent, when she comes down into the basement or comes into the room in the 55 movie, she asks him a question and then he answers quite, like logically but slowly. But he's not as stereotypically, mentally challenged.
Yeah,
it's a little bit. It was very ham.
A little bit too much.
Like mouth agape, constantly looking into the distance. I don't know. It felt unlike any Coen brother character I can remember. It's just
Mr. Pancake is very Coen brother.
Yes,
and that I like. But you're right. Lump is lazy from the Coen brothers right here.
Yeah, I would say that. And then even the general, he doesn't really do anything. Like, he's a good character to start. Like, he puts his
fingers up the guy's nose.
fingers up the guy's nose.
That's awesome. But then after that, and the cigarette swallowing stuff, beyond that, the character doesn't exist.
No. So there's a lot of lost potential there to actually to generate those characters a little bit more. And Garth Pancake is a Coen brother character, and he gets most of the screen time and most of the dialogue, other than Professor Dorr.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Wayne gets in there too much, Mr. Wayne, as well. He's quite a lot of screen time and quite a lot of dialogue, which none of it hits the mark.
Yeah, I think it must have been around his quasi scary movie type thing, and the Coen brothers went, let's jump on board here and get him on board. He's riding a bit of a wave, maybe, but he's terrible. The character's terrible. So in the movie, it's really hard. Like, I probably wrote the least amount for a movie in a long time in my notes. First, they gather together for a first rehearsal, and so then we get the whole overview of the mission. So we're like, it's a couple of minutes sort of clarification of why they're here and what's they're going to be making a tunnel to the casino, and there's a lot of sort of, this is what we're going to do for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and the needful exposition of why they're pretending to be practicing classical music in this lady's basement. But there's little to the scene that adds more than information as to what's happening.
Yeah, so at some point, she brings the no hippity hop to Wayne's, and he gets a slapping in the basement when she comes down.
Yeah.
That's sort of, he's got the whole generic stereotypical shocked face when he gets slapped. It's sort of like, this should be funnier.
It's one emotion in any movie.
Yeah. Until Wayans gets fired from the casino, is there any memorable stuff for you in between the first rehearsal?
Maybe the one scene where she's sitting with Tom Hanks, the lady is sitting with Tom Hanks, and they're having a chit chat about Gumph in general, but then she keeps referring to her husband, and they keep looking at the picture of her husband looking judgingly down on the pair of them. And they come back to that a few times, and that actually, it's not a bad little scene, but...
Yeah, all I wrote in from that scene was "gone 20 years." That's what she said. So like, I don't know. It could have been a bit more emotionally driven, just another. It was one of those flat moments for me, but it was okay. So Gawain, Marlon Wayans' character, gets fired. That sets up a Waffle House meeting, which is quite memorable, I guess.
Waffle Hut, that's very...
Waffle Hut, sorry.
You don't want to upset the people of Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle Hut. And then, so Garth Pancake brings his... you brought your bitch as a quote from the movie. That's not me saying it.
Yep. I have that quoted as well. Mountain Girl.
Mountain Girl, yeah. Oh, by the way, the manager of Wayans in the casino is Fuchs from Barry. I don't know if you've seen Barry, the TV show.
No, but he's ably played by Mr. Stephen Root, who has done a bunch of excellent characters in the past. Office Space being one.
With
a stapler. And
a swing line stapler.
Yes, the one, the red swing line. And memorably in Dodgeball as well. He's one of my favorite characters in that movie, which you probably hate, actually.
I don't remember watching it because I don't watch Vince Vaughn movies. He's in that, right?
Yeah. But he's crap. Mr. Root is fantastic in that movie.
You should definitely watch Barry. It's over now. I think it went for 4 seasons or something. It was amazing.
Barry, I never even heard of it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's about a serial killer or hitman, and he's his sort of boss, but it gets a lot more deeper than that. It's really good. It's finished now, so you could binge watch it and know it's going to end.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's got a weird name, but it's good. So the waffle meeting was a bit it was okay. We want all your waffles.
There's a confrontation between Mr. Pancake and Gawain over I think going using the word bitch over and over again about his girlfriend. So guns are pulled. Well, a gun is pulled, and then everybody calms down and they get back to the job at hand, which is blowing up a rock and getting Gawain's job back.
Yeah.
Where Lump actually says one of the few things he says in this movie, where he says, to get his job back, can't we just bribe his boss? And then, and the professor goes, huh, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Before the bribe happens, there's a short sort of scene where Hanks and the lady are meeting and the cop comes to the door and Hanks disappears up under the bed, and then that adds another layer of the cops thinking she's absolutely insane, going, she's looking under the bed going, oh, come out, and the cops
what
going,
are you doing drinking your tea under there? The cop's like, oh God.
I'm out of here.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So so the what happens then? The explosion happens, the first one.
Oh, Mr. Pancake is showing how safe the C4 is. God, you could hit it with a hammer and nothing would happen.
Boom.
Boom. Bye-bye finger. Cat's off with the finger.
Yeah.
This cat's an important character in this movie, actually. He's he witnesses everything and he knows what's going on effectively.
That's a very Coen thing.
Yeah. So the cat is almost another actor in the movie, and he's looking out for the old lady. I feel anyway. I think the Coen Bros are trying to insinuate
do something.
Yeah.
Did that happen in the 55 movie?
I cannot remember.
Oh no, there was parrots. There was parrots in the 55 movie. There was 3 parrots, and I don't know. They've something to do with it. I can't remember now. I need to watch the real one, the original one again.
Hopefully, we'll get it in the next review.
Yeah. So then there's this big gospel segue. This is like we're probably halfway through or something, probably even further. And there's a gospel scene, and at the same time, the drill breaks through to the casino.
Yeah.
And then we have J.K. Simmons' IBS issues, which
yeah. He's like, man, I got a toilet.
Yeah, so yeah, it's probably, I liked his face basically, and the fact that I have experience with that condition, so I know exactly.
The last time you broke into a counting room of a casino, you had the same issue, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just gotta go.
Yeah, so it adds a little bit more tension if there was ever going to be any tension in this movie. Probably would have been driven up there, but it wasn't really tense. But it added a bit more sort of, I don't know, confusion to the whole heist situation.
Yeah, taking the time out to go for to drop a deuce is probably not handy when you're robbing a casino.
Yeah, so they get out of there and they want to blow up the tunnel then to they get all the money obviously, and then they bring it back through to her basement and they try to explode it and say, oh, shouldn't the tunnel be exploded by now? It's like, no. So JK has to go back out, and she barely gets back out alive with his.
He's poking at the countdown box with a screwdriver. Then his IBS hits him again. He's like, oh! And then he pokes at it some more, and then it goes beep.
Yeah, 14 seconds.
Oh.
Stress does induce IBS. That's one of the conditions, one of the stressors.
Yeah.
So then above all of this, all the stacks of money are out there, and then it flies everywhere, and just then Mrs. Munson comes down and goes, what the hell are you doing?
There's all of this. They're covered in money. There's lads with shovels with money on it, and there has been a massive explosion underneath her house, so she's just strangely curious about the whole thing.
Yeah, so Professor Dorr's like, all right, I'll let you know in a minute. Just, trust me. Chill out. And then he goes up and tries to, spin her yarn.
And then all of her friends arrive.
Yeah, tea ladies.
Yeah, the tea ladies all turn up, and she has been promising her friends a classical recital, which is kind of problematic for the lads because not one of them can play an instrument. But the professor, his normal charming self, comes out and says, okay, why don't I recite some Edgar Allan Poe to the lot of you?
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, that's okay, actually."
Yeah, yeah. I'd be okay with it as well. I'm kind of a fond of Poe's lyrics, if you will.
Yeah, and then Wayne's character comes in, which is annoying to them because that's their excuse for not doing playing in front of them.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
glossed over, really.
It is. It is. They don't really expand on that, and which is
Yeah,
probably good because they probably cut a Wayne scene out.
yeah. They all leave, and then he's like, "Going, I'm going to tell her the awful truth." And so he tells her everything and says, "Listen, it's not the end of the world. This is bad money or whatever." So
Oh yeah, ill-gotten gains from these guys, sinners,
yeah,
and don't even worry about it because the insurance companies they'll cover it, and then they'll put 1 cent on everybody else's premium that are their customers.
yeah,
So don't worry about it. It's 1 cent. You can give it to charity. You can have some of it.
yeah. And she
She thinks about it.
nearly,
Yeah.
yeah. Then she goes, "No, it's the church or the county jail for you. So make your mind up."
Yeah. Give the money back. Go to church.
Yeah. So of course Hanks goes back down to the boys, and all right, we have to kill her.
Yeah, they talk about it for about 30 seconds, and then the
Yeah,
general's like, the old lady must die.
yeah.
The second line in the entire movie.
So they draw straws, and Wayne's character gets it. He goes up to try and kill her, but he gets flashbacks of his mama.
Yeah. Which I don't see, but okay, fair enough. Then he heads back downstairs, and Mr. Pancake's like, be a man. Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
They have a scrap, and bye-bye, Gawain.
yeah. Bye bye. Yeah, he's dead.
He's very dead.
I think Pancake goes, "Gotta check his carotid artery."
Yeah. Yeah, another great line for Mr. Simmons.
And so, the first of many barge tosses happens. Body. This is a quite nice shot, actually, of the body being thrown from the bridge onto the passing barge, which seems to be every 10 seconds. It's sort of like a Coen-esque sort of mechanic in the movie where this barge just appears out of nowhere
Every
quite
time
regularly.
they need it. Well, to be fair to the Coens on this one, the exact same sort of mechanic was used in the original movie, but it wasn't a barge; it was a train.
Mm,
And the mechanism for getting rid of bodies and our dirt from the tunnel was chucking it off a bridge onto the roof of the train.
right, right. Yeah, so yeah, I saw that scene today of when Alec Guinness looks out his window and this massive audio blast comes of a train going past the window. It's really loud. Anyway, I think JK and Mountain Girl are next up to pop their
Yeah, because
clogs.
as the lads are loading Gawain
Mm,
into the hearse, sorry, the hearse they use, they carry the instruments around.
yeah,
There's a flashing light from a van,
yeah,
and he runs downstairs, grabs the bag's old money, but he is witnessed by both the professor and the general, and the general's quite fond of garroting people.
yeah. Then I like the scene because Mountain Girl is he opens up the back door, Mountain, and he makes the face and the noise,
Yeah,
and
the IBS face. Yeah.
Mountain Girl goes, "Oh, IBS." Then no, it's garroting.
No, he's got a rope.
And so that's JK and Mountain Girl off the bridge next. Boom. General gets a short straw next. He
Yeah,
it's quite a funny
this is a good death.
attempted murder scene.
Yeah, he looks very serious. He goes up the stairs, smoking as per usual, because in every scene he's smoking. But before he goes into the room with the old lady in it, he does his patented cigarette swallow,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
hiding in his mouth so the smoke doesn't get out. He sneaks in, gets the garrote out, and just as he's about to do the deed, a cuckoo clock with a crucifix instead of a bird starts going mental in the corner, freaks him out. He swallows his cigarette, which is still lit, which is obviously painful. Then he grabs a glass of water, which he thinks is just a glass of water, but actually contains the lady's teeth. That's not great for him. He goes, ah! He runs out the door, and then the cat trips him.
Yay, cat.
Neck breaks. Bye bye, General.
Pickles.
Pickles.
to the rescue.
Good old Pickles.
Yeah. So anyway, it's then it's Lump and Professor Dorr on the bridge, and
Just the two lads left now.
Two lads left, and General goes, "You got to do it. Here's the gun." And then Lump tries to shoot Hanks, and there's no bullets. And he goes, turns it around, looks at himself, points the gun at himself, goes, "No bullets."
No bullet in gun. Bang. Bye bye,
Dead.
Lump.
Yeah. And then that's like, oh, okay. And then you kind of see this.
Oh, a raven.
Yeah, at the start of the movie, the ravens are on these bridge statues as the gospel plays, and then we see this raven on top of the bridge statue, and a crack appears, and the statue's head falls down, hits Professor Dorr in the head. He falls into the next barge.
It's quite apt when you think about his love of Edgar Allan Poe.
Quote the raven.
Nevermore.
Nearly the end.
Nearly.
Yeah. So obviously, to come full circle, Miss Munson goes back to the police station and go, "I've got the $1.6 million in my basement."
The cop's like, "Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
that's great. Why don't you just keep it? You'll be fine. Give it to charity." Yeah.
I could give all of it to Chris Brown University, whatever it was.
Yeah, some dodgy ass the evangelical sort of scam. Yeah.
And so, that's it until Pickles has his last scene.
Oh, yes. He finished the job. The one last piece that needs to be disposed on the barge.
Yeah.
Mr.
Pickles
Pancake's finger.
Yeah, Pickles runs from the house and he drops the finger onto the barge as if Pickles was some superhero, knowledgeable cat of everything. In the Coen universe, I guess he is.
Why not?
The end.
Yep. Not a terrible movie. By any measures. Not up to the standard of the original movie and not up to the standard of the Coen Brothers' previous works.
Yeah, I think with both those things in the background, you're kind of disappointed by it, basically.
Yeah. Like, I know when this came out originally, I had massively high hopes because I'd heard about it. Then it released, and then I seen the reviews, and I was shocked, to be honest, because the original movie was one of my favorites growing up. And the Coen Brothers, obviously, are just fantastic for the most part.
Yeah.
And then this happens. An average movie.
Yeah, it's an average movie. I gave it 2 out of 5 for the plot. What did you give it?
Plot, I gave it 3 because I think the plot is one of the strongest points. I just don't think it's executed on well.
Yeah. I kind of gave it below average just because, I don't know. I think the way they executed it made it lower. I think the plot in general could be an average plot. Obviously, looking back at the 55 movie, I'd probably give it more because it's executed better. But I think the plot in general, it gets let down by, I don't know, the script maybe tried to do a little bit of Coen-esque, tried to do a little bit of dark humor, tried to do a bit of South,
and that's
southern stuff.
And it's weird when it's both directed and written. The script is written by the Coen Bros. That they just get so tone deaf on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, and I think we don't get to know the people in it enough. Like, I think Hanks, Professor Dorr, Miss Munson, Garth Pancake, we kind of know them, but we don't really. Yeah, we don't know Marlon Wayans' character. We don't know the general. We don't know Lump because Marlon gets lines, but we still we know he has a memory of his mama as well, but that's about it. Acting, I think Tom Hanks does a bad impersonation of Alec Guinness, even though he didn't see the movie.
That's the first thing I wrote it down. That, oh my god, this is a terrible impersonation of Alec, and then read the fact, he hadn't even seen Alec Guinness do this, so it's a terrible impersonation of a movie he hasn't seen. I think maybe it's the Coen Brothers' definition in the script to him was flawed.
Yeah,
or he's just the wrong man. His range. He doesn't have an infinite range as an actor, I guess.
No, you'd like to see somebody like, in the original movie, Alec Guinness had greasy, floppy hair, and had this sort of gaunt look to him. I'm trying to think of
very Nosferatu, as I think you might have said earlier.
Yeah, I think actually J.K. Simmons could have done a job with that role with Professor Dorr's.
Yeah,
role.
I agree. I think he would have been better at it. Don't just leave Tom Hanks out altogether. And obviously get rid of Marlon Wayans. Put anybody else in it.
Yeah, I think he was a higher of the age of the 2004 era. Yeah, I think he was. Let's see. So Tom Hanks, what's your favorite Tom Hanks role anyway?
Oh, that is a toughie. Saving Private Ryan's fantastic. Toy Stories, baby. I actually got to watch 3 Tom Hanks movies yesterday because the kids insisted on watching 2 Toy Story movies back to back. But no, obviously, I think Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile, he's fantastic in as well. There's so many to pick from is the problem.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind is Philadelphia. I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Not a happy movie, but
no. Irma P. Hall was a teacher for 27 years in Dallas. That was interesting to me. Yeah. Favorite J.K. Simmons role? You probably Spider-Man, is it?
Oh yeah, every time JJJ, give me bigger Spider-Man. I'm on the floor crying, laughing. Love
it. Whiplash is a hell of a movie. It's just so intense. Marlon Wayans, what's your favorite Marlon Wayans movie?
This one.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, everything else is like, this is an okay movie. Everything else Marlon Wayans is in is just a steaming pile of dog poo.
Yeah. It's Matt who plays the general. I just remember him from President Lou and Veep. Excellent part of the plot in the last couple of seasons.
I've never seen Veep.
That's very funny. Very funny. Ryan Hurst, who played Lump, he actually, strangely enough, was in Remember the Titans, the American football movie.
That's quite apt then.
Yeah, but I really just didn't like the way he portrayed this character.
Yeah, it's a nothing character. It's the placeholder.
Yeah. Everybody involved, I think, it's an average movie. I give it 2.5 out of 5 for acting.
I give it 2. I felt bad doing it because I love J.K. Simmons and I love Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks actually lets this movie down. And then having Marlon Wayans just takes a point off straight away.
Yeah. I just went for average. I had 2 for a while, but then I added 0.5 just because. Soundtrack track, I like the gospel interludes, but that's about it. So I gave it 1.5 out of 5. I thought, I don't know, I wasn't immersed. They felt like a lot of the gospel interludes. Yeah, it was Miss Munson's church she went to, and it was quite nice to hear it all. And a couple of times the gospel played when we saw external scenes, but no, it's not as good as the music in Fargo or in.
It doesn't bind it all together as strongly as say, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Brother.
Oh my God, the music in that Coen Brothers nailed it with that. This in that movie, it's a character, another character, probably the biggest character in it. This, not so much. No. And I'm not saying the music is bad in any way, shape, or form. It's just not important.
No, definitely not. What would you give it then?
I give it 2.5 because it's neither good nor bad. It's in the middle. I enjoyed the bit of music that was there, but it doesn't really add.
Yeah. Production-wise, it was actually supposed to be directed by Barry Sonnenfeld with just the script by the Coen Brothers. Yeah, the Men in Black director. So, but obviously they went on. It was the Coen Brothers' first remake, and I don't think they've remade anything else since then.
I think perhaps they should not bother.
I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, listen, I think to remake a classic that was highly regarded and to do such a shoddy job of it, they stick to their own scripts because they're very good at writing and directing their own stuff.
Yeah, I think my mind was made up today when I watched the clip of the 55 one, and I connected more with that 2-minute clip from the 55 movie than I did with the entirety of this movie.
I haven't unfortunately looked at it since, and I was kind of half wondering, was I being a bit harsh on this movie? based on something I haven't seen in 20 years. But from what you're saying, maybe not so much.
No. I gave the production 2.5 out of 5 just because I think it's quite average.
I had actually thought the production was pretty decent. I give it 3 out of 5. It felt a bit Wes Anderson like at times, like the use of color and the shots that were taken. There's a whole lot of pastel going on.
Especially the external shot of the jail. That was very Wes Anderson.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Which I thought was okay. I love Wes Anderson's style, but there's one thing I'll say about these. Like, from the points I've given it, it oversells this movie. I don't think this movie is as good as its some of those parts, to be honest. It doesn't slot together, even though there's some reasonably good components. It's not great. It should have been better.
Yeah, it's not memorable at all, and it should be. Some movies just leave alone, do not remake them.
Yeah.
William Arnold in the Seattle Post-Intelligencer gave it 25 out of 100. Oof. Not only have they stripped it of all its wit and charm, they've loaded it down with the kind of race baiting and bathroom humor they've always avoided in the past.
That's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
I'm not completely averse to bathroom humor, but yeah, I get it. Like they made it a bit simplified.
Yeah. The Portland Oregonian gave it 91 out of 100. They said, for a certain brand of film geek, the best news about the Ladykillers is that it isn't a Tom Hanks movie, it's a Coen Brothers movie.
No.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird take on it. All right, so let's blow up the tunnel and leave the Ladykillers down in the basement.
Watch your head for pancakes.
Yeah. All right, let's roll the dice and see what we get next episode. We've got movie 6,572. And that is Wild Canaries from 2015. It's got a Metascore of 67. It doesn't have a user score because it doesn't have as much user ratings as of yet.
We'll be the first people seeing it.
Yeah. It runs for an hour and 36 minutes. The studio sort of synopsis is madcap murder mystery meets razor sharp relationship comedy and this witty twist on a detective movie. Think Nancy Drew run amok in the present day Brooklyn. So there's a lot more to it, but I'm not going to read their marketing spiel. Jason Ritter, I think, is the only actor's name I kind of recognize on it. So yeah, we'll see. It's an hour and 36 minutes. Indie probably movie, obviously, with that sort of description and cast. We'll see what happens.
Could be okay.
Could be. We'll never know until we watch it.
True.
Okay. All right. That's the end of episode 27 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. Please keep on liking, commenting, reviewing, sharing, doing whatever you can to do to get our podcast out there. And we will see you on episode 28. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.